wanted to watch that one cliffhanger, and it was like a good episode. We can do some Neff news. I think we're going to go into Neff news. The newsers are here. They want their news. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Neff news. Haas, give us that header. Muted. Sorry. Wrong audio input. There you go. Fixed. Go ahead, Haas. Run it again. My bad. Mic double? Oh, there you go. Fixed. Muted? Sorry, Haas. That's on your end, brother. That's not me. You can see right here. If you run it, it's see, look. I don't know what to tell you, man. I got levels on this side. Wonder what I can fix here. I don't see anything I can change. It's Hotspot audio. It's up. You can still dub it. I think all my other audio inputs are working. Like, hang on, let me check. If I play music. You guys got that? Did you hear that? Yep. What the fuck? Why is it not working? Can you hear it now? Yeah, I didn't change anything. That's so weird.
These days, everyone wants to be an anchorman and do the news, but everyone else is a fake and a phony. This is the only real news on this fucking platform. If you want to know what matters in this sad little world, this is the only place to get all the news that's fit to breathe. Brought to you by the Badass Boss, hosted by the one and only, your mother-fucking favorite anchor, Real Neff.
Guys, I have to be so for real. I didn't change a thing. I heard it the entire time. That is a Ghost in the Machine type beat right there. That's a Magnets. How the fuck do they work type situation. You literally saw me sit there and not touch anything. All right. Okay. Well, sorry for that not working earlier. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little Neff news. In case you've never been here on a Monday, Haas collects all the stupidest stories on the internet from the last week, and I read them to you for the first time. I have not looked at any of these stories. I don't know what they're going to be. All I know is the headline. They're divided into a few different categories, so here we go. First is Animals in Nature. Wild Bobcat Kittens is the first one. Fan of the Bobcat Kittens. Hell of a way to start a news night. Next story, Wicked Chihuahua.
Come on. Let's go. Come on. Wanna go to the motorcycle ride? Come on, Butters. Let's go. Let's go.
Hello? What the fuck is going on, dude? Something in my voice settings got fucked up. I don't know.
So we're gonna try this out. Got the pup. Got
Oh.
one strapped to the front. We're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna try it out.
Oh! Look at his little helmet! Oh! So cute. So freaking cute. Oh! Bro, please save some pussy for the rest of us, though. I mean, sincerely. Has anybody ever pulled harder than the guy with motorcycle chihuahuas? Holy shit, bro. Got women jumping out of shoes and socks. Shy cow learns to play.
Whoa. I've never seen a cow jump on Bali the way that Dune and Cove do. Whoa, watch yourself! Oh. And anytime I post pictures or videos online, everyone says the same thing.
Oh!
Whoa. They will jump on top of it and either rest on it or roll off the side. Anytime one of them is into mischief, the other one is helping them.
Boing.
They act like brothers. It's funny because at first I was extremely worried that they would not get along. When we first got Cove, I connected with a rescuer out in Massachusetts, but he turned out to be very sick, and I
Aw.
took him to the hospital. You could tell he would get a little frustrated. So I decided he definitely needed a friend, and that's where Dune came in.
Dune. Desert planet.
But
Arrakis.
Cove was very timid and very quiet around Dune for a while. It was hard seeing him go through that. Until one day, everything changed. And I saw Cove actively grooming Dune. Like, they already knew each other.
Oh.
And I knew it was meant to be.
Gage.
Their bond helped them open up in many ways. Dune is very silly. He'll come up to anyone immediately. I think that's helped Cove gain confidence. And seeing Cove hanging around me helped Dune form a bond with me. He also became much more cuddly. And then one day we gave
Jazz
them a big
flute?
ball as a birthday present, which became another way for them to spend time together. I call them yin and yang. They get along so well, but they're just a little different. Cove and Dune are super special. They've helped many people change their opinion on cows. Most people just see them out in the field grazing and not actually playing. So it's amazing when they have the chance to show their personalities. To this day, they're right next to each other, causing chaos.
Aw. Cute. Okay, next story. Chicken dog. What does that mean?
Oh, yes. You tell them. Who needs a dog when you have a rooster like Binu? Binu! I call him, and he will run towards me and just dance.
Binu?
He will follow me wherever I go.
Binu?
You're such a good boy. And it's just the cutest thing. Like, I've never seen any other chicken do that. I got him when there's somebody on Facebook that needed to move in a quick fashion.
Why does that chicken have fur? I'm so confused.
I was a little concerned because silkies, they usually do get bullied.
Oh, the big man.
You know, I have a big rooster that was already there.
Silky?
Binu probably thinks he's the boss. He kind of escaped
Oh.
the main coop and went to all the other chickens that he got along with.
This dude rules.
He will go out and roam, and he will just call. Come on, Binu. But my tenants were kind of complaining. Where are we going? Binu. I thought, okay, well, I will make sure that the automatic door doesn't open so early.
Oh.
Now he gets to explore the whole property. And everybody's just so in love with him.
You want to show everybody your dancing moves?
He'll come and hang out in the apartments.
Binu!
But he and anyone else would call him and he wouldn't go to them. Binu! He just wants to be in my presence.
Use your dreams, young man. Oh, yes. Oh.
He's become my little baby chicken that I just really adore. And I could buy you all all the treats and all the goodies.
What a
When I
sweetheart.
got him, I didn't really have any expectations because a lot of people think chickens are just this fluff ball, but he is just the cutest personality. And he just has so much love for me that we built this really beautiful friendship.
That was a very cute chicken. I did not expect that. Dog tries to escape from a shelter.
And a Kentucky shelter dog is being dubbed an escape artist thanks to this viral video of him getting out of his kennel. The video shows Chase the dog somehow climbing up and over the dog, then jumping to freedom in the empty hallway. Now that the shelter knows how agile Chase is, they say they've given him his own room for his protection. Luckily, no staffers had to chase Chase down during that short-lived escape.
Good name, Chase. Rare horse twins.
It's a story you will only see right here on Fox 35. A rare birth in Central Florida.
Yeah, a horse has twins. Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie went to Ocala to meet them.
So if you take a look in the stall behind me, clearly it is nap time for Lucky and Charm here. They've had a long day of just surviving.
Charm.
The chances of a horse actually becoming pregnant with twins is exceptionally low. And the chance that all three survive the pregnancy, even lower than that. We are talking about in the single-digit percentage point. Meet Lucky and Charm.
Hi, boys. Hi.
Born weighing just 50 and 35 pounds, less than half of what a foal should, they're the two tiniest patients here at Equine Medical Center of Ocala.
We just call them Baby A and Baby B, so these are our twins.
Yep, you heard correctly. These two are twins. It's a rarity in the horse world, says Dr. Brittany Welch.
Mares in general, their uterus is not designed to be able to accommodate twins. Less than 10% of mares that have twins will end up with 2 live twins being born.
It's even more rare that the mother makes it through as well.
She was my main concern because Paris is my baby.
Kira Malone is the proud owner of Paris and now Lucky and Charm. She says the news was a shock, especially since they'd had several checkups.
So the baby looks great, everything looks normal. Towards the end, we did recheck again, did a full ultrasound with a different vet. And this vet says she looks great, she looks normal, you know, and I was like, all right, you know, we're gonna have one baby, it's gonna be great, and that just not happened.
The boys, now 1 week old, are still too small to eat on their own, and their joints are underdeveloped.
We're pretty happy with how they're doing so far. They've got a ways to go yet, but
Add them to
we've made it through the
Usamame
first
right
week,
now.
which is a pretty huge deal.
Lucky, Charm, and Paris will stay here at the Equine Medical Center of Ocala for at least the next week, maybe even a week and a half, while the staff here works to make sure everyone is safe and healthy. In Ocala, Hannah McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Aw. Huge. Dog diving Eastern Regional. Now we're fucking talking.
Continues to be a gorgeous day here in Clearwater, Florida. The second year in a row that this wonderful city has hosted the Incredible Dog Challenge. The fans, of course, Mayor Bruce Rector, we heard from earlier with Shalene. The locals and K9 companions have been very welcoming. A huge thanks to all of you. Now it's time to head over to our final event, the Incredible Diving Dog Competition, a fan favorite. And a favorite for you and me, Shalene, over the years.
Absolutely, and everyone can get wet because it's the long jump into water for dogs. So they get 3 rounds, and the longest jump is the one that counts. They get to throw a bumper, a disc, a ball, whatever it is that makes their dog want
Got
to
some
retrieve.
sprongles.
They make that big leap into the Purina Pro Plan pool. The distance is judged by where the farthest part of the dog's body enters the water. We have cameras that do the measuring.
Oh, hell yeah.
Those were some great
Dog
highlights
sports.
from the first round. 3 rounds in Incredible Diving Dogs. You see MT's Poncho with a 30-foot, 3-inch jump leading the way. So the only team to go over that 30-foot mark. And that brings us to round number 2 with Sting and Jen Bunker.
So Sting, a 3-year-old Whippet mix. We had the Labradors first, and then the Whippets took over the sport.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Did it catch?
Very
so 29
nice.
feet 2 inches on that. So a 1 foot improvement from round
29 feet. That is
For the
schmoovin'.
whippets coming off of the dock. The dogs don't have to catch whatever's thrown for them. It's just supposed to lead them out into the water, but that was a nice look overall.
Launches him into second place as we look at our next pair. MC's
Belgian
Carpentier and Justin
Malinois?
Daniel, the handler. Their first jump attempt, 26 feet 4 inches. Jump
Oh.
number 2.
27
We'll
feet.
see if they improved. 27 feet 7 inches, they do.
2-year-old Belgian Malinois also
What
had
would you
phase
think
when they took over
would be the
sport.
Farley stat? I mean, if I just fucking threw the shit out of him, was the only reason we could ever place in this event. You know, I think I would just heave him overhead.
They're all out here jumping, watching that disc, wanting to have the full layout looking forward into the water. That's how you're going to maximize the distance.
All right, here's Rogue.
Oh, Rogue
Handler's
looks
Lindsay
like
Vanetti. That's
they're
Matt
gonna
Russell
fucking jump
holding
through the roof.
Rogue, the 6-year-old male whippet.
Oh my
Way
God.
out there.
They got height.
Close to the 30-foot mark. 28 feet, so improving by an inch.
Some big hops on that jump. Getting lots of height.
Way
Of course,
up
distance
there.
is what matters here. Last year, Rogue got second in diving and second in fetches, so they're out here probably wanting to try and move up to the top of the podium.
Now, this is pretty cool. Here's Brad handling Crystal McLaren's dog Poncho. Poncho won here last year, actually, remember, in Fetch It competition. So
Come on, Poncho.
now trying to get a win here in Clearwater 2025. An incredible diving dog. Way
Oh!
out there.
Poncho!
Brad doing a great job handling Poncho. 31 feet 2 inches.
And they get a huge jump, and that throw was not even leading Poncho out into the pool. It's way behind him. A lot of times you want that out in front to be leading. Though Poncho did not turn around, he just keeps his
Poncho's just aura farming.
focus forward, which maximizes those inches and now puts them on top of the leaderboard by a big margin with that huge jump.
Crystal will be like, there's my dog.
Right there.
Way to go, Brad.
Oh,
Cindy
boom.
Greenslade and boom.
Boom is ready to go.
11-year-old border
11 years old, Boom is ready to go.
collie whippet mix. Ah,
If he was a younger dog, he would have jumped out of the pool.
don't think that's going to be enough.
But an
28
improvement.
feet.
Yep, an improvement by 1 inch. 11 years old, being able to do this because they have that nice, soft water landing. We've seen Boom out here over the past 4 years in different IDC competitions and still at it, which is great to see.
Here comes Crystal McLaren and MC's Teeter. Crystal, a well-known handler over the years who has entered numerous successful dogs. Let's hear what she had to say about it.
So I've been coming to the Incredible Dog Challenge for many years. It's always our highlight.
We want to
of my
watch
year.
the
It's
dogs
gorgeous.
jump.
I'm lucky that I only live about 2.5 hours south. So to be able to bring 2 dogs, I competed with Poncho in Fetch It and Rosilla in Distance.
33 feet 1 inch.
Oh, wait.
Rosilla in Distance.
Look at the intensity on Rosilla. Love it. Whoa.
Oh, that was last year.
Just
That
to
was
cap
last
things
year.
off and rub it in a little bit deeper. 33 feet 1 inch. Yes! There you go! Oh!
With Purina Incredible Dog Challenge, it's such a high-level event. Most people are just happy with podium. So most of the competitors here are friends, acquaintances. We all know each other, but they know to keep their eye on me. They know I'm coming to win.
She's been a great and fun competitor to watch over the years, and now entering
MC
Crystal
Teeter?
McLaren, whose dog Poncho.
Oh, it's it's
Now sitting
Poncho.
in first place.
Oh, Poncho's
Brad.
ready.
So, see
Oh,
if she can
Poncho's
get two
ready.
on the podium today.
That wasn't the jump.
Great job getting way
That
out
wasn't the
there.
jump.
And above the 28-foot mark, 28 feet 8 inches. So a huge improvement for Crystal McLaren and Teeter after their first round. So that pushes them into third place. Awesome round 2 action. Many dogs over the 28-foot mark. Sting 29 feet. MC's round sees Teeter and Crystal
We're gonna get right
McLaren
back
in
into the
third
action.
Now it is the third and final attempt for Sting and Jen Bunker. She will make her way to the end of the dock.
Come on, we want to
Off
see
the
greatness.
bumper.
We
It's the
want
best of
33
three
feet.
that count an incredible diving dog.
Oh, 31.
Row just a little bit behind Shalene. You can break that down, but still an improvement. 30 feet. So now another dog over the 30-foot mark.
Yeah.
Only 2 so far.
Breaking that 30-foot barrier, they've got to be happy with that jump, but definitely not big enough to take over 31 feet 2 inches in the lead. Perhaps a better throw would have helped Sting not to turn around there entering the pool.
First timers at the Incredible Dog Challenge, MC's Carpe Diem and Justin Daniels.
Carpe diem.
So they had a best so far.
Carpe
the
this
second
jump.
round, which was 27 feet 7 inches.
Looking to get a much bigger jump.
No, it's not going to do it,
A little heavy on that landing
unfortunately.
there, 28 feet 10 inches. So they improve by a lot, but still
Certified
not
late
enough for the podium.
bloomer. Thank you for the
Good
28
form,
months.
though, looking at that bumper leading out into the pool the whole way. Because again, it's where that farthest part of the body enters the water, and you want it to be the nose.
Come on,
Lindsay
Rogue.
Minetti and Rogue. Lindsay
Show
out
'em,
the end of
Rogue.
the dock. She'll throw the bumper. Husband Matt
Working together.
holding Rogue.
Look at that
Their
stance.
best so far, 28 feet. Can they up that?
Oh, terrible.
Further
Terrible. Stop before the jump.
They have given 2
coming
gift subs in the
in,
channel.
28 feet 1 inch. So just
Thank you
1
so
inch
much.
improvement there.
1 inch between each jump. Jump
Yeah.
1 to jump 2 to jump 3. But hey, improvement's improvement.
Wow, look at that.
Nice big leaps
They were very generous with the spot. They were very generous with the spot.
and good effort out there by Rogue.
2 competitors remain. MC's Poncho and Brad, they lead with a 31 feet 2 inch jump. So now they just want to pad that a little bit, secure that top spot, especially Shalene.
Show 'em, Poncho.
MC's Teeter and Crystal McLaren.
Show 'em,
coming up
Poncho.
next.
Oh, big one.
Oh!
I think they might have padded that a little bit. Yes.
31 feet 8
We have witnessed
inches. Can you
greatness.
believe that?
So they improved the top score, but take a look. That launch is way back on the dock. All that distance could have
Oh,
been
damn.
out into the pool for an even larger leap. But Poncho goes up and takes down the bumper with a big splash out at 31 feet 8 inches.
And he caught it.
We'll see if that can hold.
That dog is limitless. You got to throw the toy at the other end of the pool.
1 competitor remaining, guaranteed a spot on the podium. Will it be silver? Will it be gold? The fate lies within Crystal McLaren and MC's Teeter. Crystal
Come on, Teeter.
already has
Come on, Teeter.
2 dogs on the podium, so Teeter. could
Come
do no
on,
worse
Teeter.
than third, trying to get into second or first.
Not going to do it. 30 feet, 31 feet.
30 feet 5 inches. A giant leap.
Into second place.
Whoa, 1 and 2.
That's right, a huge jump off of the dock, going out into the pool, splashing in at second place for Crystal.
A showstopper performance, though, for MC's Poncho. Getting it done, winning gold, punching a ticket to the National Championship Finals with a 31-foot 8-inch jump. Poncho, Teeter go 1 and 2, Sting in third. Our winners are with Sean Smith. Smitty.
What a day for dog jumping, ladies and gentlemen. What a day for dog jumping. Next story, sea turtle refurbishment.
It was absolutely unbelievable. They were just all over her. It was very sad to see
Oh, this is very satisfying to watch barnacles get removed from a turtle.
her in that situation. That morning, we got a report of a turtle floating and struggling to swim. In the area where we were, there's a lot of boat traffic. So I jumped in. She is really encrusted with barnacles. Her eyes looked tired, but there was still spark in them. Anytime we get to rescue a turtle like this, it's like a 25% success rate.
But we are going to try everything that we can to get her turned around.
The first thing that we do is check their blood work and do x-rays. She was really anemic and we needed to get her started on antibiotics.
That's got to feel good as hell for the turtle to get those fucking barnacles off.
We saw that she was struggling in that really deep water. So for a few weeks, she stayed where her head was easy to get up above the water level. Every day that you came in and she was still alive, it just gave you a little bit more hope. You still have to like not get your hopes up too high because she's not out of the woods. As she got better, she really had this personality that kind of came out. Anytime you would come over to her, she would just open her mouth because she was hungry. Then when she started eating, it was like a cow. One of the things that I loved about Serena is she never became aggressive towards us. In total, it took 92 days. She looked like a completely different turtle. She was doing all the things right.
Oh.
She was swimming well. She was eating well. So we knew it's time for Serena's release. And we tote her down to the beach. Then she starts crawling really well and never looks back.
You go, sister.
It's always bittersweet when you send them out because you do, as humans, form bonds with the turtles. Unfortunately, all 7 species of sea turtles are listed on the Endangered Species Act.
You go, sister.
If you are rescuing or thinking of...
You go. Oh, I loved that. Okay. Octopus almost ate my
The
son.
unexpected strength of this giant Pacific octopus forcing a mother to sound the alarm.
I'm pretty sure when I tell y'all what this is on my son's arm, you're not going to believe me.
Brittany Tarrant says the powerful sea creature recently clung to her 6-year-old son Leo at the San Antonio Aquarium.
He starts saying, "Mom, it's not letting me go."
Why did he? Why was what? How did this happen?
And way too calmly, the octopus starts coming out of the tank.
She says they're regulars and had touched the animal multiple times, but on July 14th,
Are you supposed to touch the animal?
she had to scream for help.
Finally, a guy comes walking very nonchalantly towards us, and he's like, "Oh, isn't she playful today?" I'm like, "This octopus is halfway out the tank, like trying to eat my son, but yeah, playful, sure."
It took 3 adults to get the octopus off, she said. Leo was left with purple suction bruises from his wrist to his armpit.
Why does the octopus not let go? Octopus arms are their primary way with their vision that they sense and explore their environment. Their arms are covered in taste receptors. And so the way
And that little boy tasted delicious.
that an octopus explores its environment and understands what's going on, everything like that, is with its arms and its suckers.
The encounter has now gone viral on social media, and it's raising serious questions about safety and whether visitors,
Yeah, I don't think you should be able to touch a fucking octopus.
especially children, should be touching these animals.
Oh yeah, she's super strong.
The aquarium posted an explanation of the bruises on TikTok, although the video
Yeah, I mean, it's just like cupping wounds.
did not directly reference the incident.
All this suction motion, sometimes it will create hickeys. We call them octopus kisses, but they're bruises, and it's basically where blood comes up to the surface of your skin. And she's not trying to be harmful in any manner.
But even their staff,
You can't come with me, I'm sorry.
having some trouble with the suction.
That's
Yeah,
some
it's
tough luck.
I mean, what the NBC is like, and even their staff having trouble. It's a fucking wild octopus, man. What the fuck?
Tough love that, in this case, left its mark.
It's a wild animal. Okay, Camila Bernal joins us now. Camila, have we heard any more from the family?
Yeah, Tom, the mom has posted quite a bit on social media. And a really important thing to point out here is that she's not calling this an attack. In fact, she's gone back to the aquarium with her child to see this octopus. But the one thing she continues to stress is that she never got any sort of warning about what could happen here. So she wants to be the one to warn.
Warning about a giant fucking octopus?
Other parents, because she said her child was calm, but you just never know how a child is going to react to something like this, and it could definitely be traumatic. Tom?
Yeah, good to know. Camila, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but what was the name of the octopus?
Cthulhu.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Cthulhu is,
Cthulhu. Got it.
believe, what the octopus was called. That's what the woman at the aquarium called it.
I think he was just or she was just having a bad day. Okay, thanks so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on
Cthulhu. The sunken one? That which cannot die? In Sleeping Riley lies? Maybe you should have known. Oh! Merc, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hope you had a wonderful stream. Florida woman saves
Don't mess
deer.
with this alligator. When a woman tried to stop the beast from attacking a herd of deer, he got his revenge, and let's just say she's gonna need a new pair of shoes.
A herd of deer is munching away, but they're not the only ones ready for a meal. A slithering gator is lurking. The cunning reptile makes his move.
Here we go, he's on the move.
Get the fuck out of there, deer! Are Florida deer like Florida people? A New Jersey deer would never stick around for this.
He's really moving now.
Then, out of nowhere, a white shoe flies through the air. Seconds later, another shoe. The homeowner has joined the fight, and she's on Team Deer. The fearless lady emerges, and this time she's aiming for a direct hit.
No.
Of course, the Aussie is like, "Nah, let it happen. Let it happen. It's nature. Let that alligator murder them deers on this golf course."
Not so fast.
No. Oh.
That serves her right, throwing the shoe in.
Here's hoping that gator enjoys a tough piece of leather for lunch.
He got his get back. I want the Aussie lady. I mean, baby, you can't have a fucking alligator murder a deer next to a fucking housing unit. Shark versus stingray.
This dramatic attack like a scene straight out of Shark Week.
Oh.
Watch as a hammerhead
Oh.
shark battles a stingray in
Oh.
the shallow waters off of Florida's Panama City
Oh.
beach last week. The
Oh.
stingray's fin breaches the water as beachgoers watch in shock.
Oh my God.
While no human injuries were reported, the same can't be said for the ray. Seen surrounded by a crowd of people with a missing chunk from its pectoral fin.
I was
Oh
freaking
my
out because
God.
I've never seen anything like that before in person. It honestly just felt like a movie.
The gnarly encounter comes amid a rise in stingray sightings. Be careful! Crews in New Jersey had to use a loader to save this ray stuck in the sand.
You guys are heroes.
Across the country in Seal Beach, California, marine safety officials say they've seen as many as 15 stingray injuries a day in the last 2 weeks.
What?
Add that to a swell of shark sightings at popular beaches, like this approximately 14-foot-long great white, recently seen swimming in Los Angeles' Santa Monica Bay.
What?
But while shark attacks are rare, stingray encounters are comparatively much more common, with up to 2,000 injuries a year. Stingrays prefer calm, warm, and shallow waters, but experts say they're not likely to sting unless they feel threatened.
How someone gets stung by a stingray, 99.9%. Out of the time is they're walking in shallow water and they unintentionally step down on that stingray.
The best way to avoid a painful barb is a move called the stingray shuffle, dragging your feet
Oh, sandwalking from Dune. Got it.
through the sand instead of stepping down and potentially landing on a stingray.
The stingray shuffle works because you're giving that animal warning that something is approaching. The stingray does not want to sting. It's doing this as a last resort to save itself.
Okay, let's talk more about the Stingray Shuffle here, Marissa. What happens if you try?
Hey, everybody, got the Super Bowl Shuffle. Kraken mascot Bowie escapes surprise bear encounter.
While we were fishing, we had a pretty close call with a couple bears. Got a bear.
Oh, I gotta break you off now.
Okay.
Hey Sam, we got a bear. We gotta move down.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh shit. Bro, can you imagine being in a fucking mascot costume while a bear is approaching you? The powerlessness you would feel. Poor fucking guy. Ah! Oh my God, he's charging them.
I want to blame it on Bowie. They were pretty interested in his whole look, so we got out of it okay, but it was a close call. That last little sprint,
He's still in character. What a fucking pro. Give Bowie a raise. Bowie got attacked by a bear and he still has the presence of mind to not say anything and pantomime relief? Insane. If that was me, I'd be going, oh shit, oh fuck this shit, fuck the fucking Krakens, fuck this dumbass, get me the fuck out of this head.
that last little sprint, I was worried briefly.
Wow. What a pro. What a fucking pro. Radioactive wasp.
Well, here's a headline that sparked some interest. Radioactive wasps on the loose in South Carolina. Pretty scary, right? Earlier this month, workers at the Savannah River site, where America's nuclear bombs used to be made, came across a wasp nest. And the discovery started a whole chain reaction of events. Because of the nest location right next to tanks where nuclear waste is stored, workers felt compelled to test the wasp nest to see if it was radioactive. And what they discovered nearly blew them away. That nest was 10 times any acceptable level of radiation. And rather than just glow with the flow.
Okay, hear me out. I let one sting me. You see where I'm going with this? Superhero. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wasp Man? The Human Hornet? I mean, come on. It's either superhero or cancer.
Let them be. The nest was sprayed with insecticide, bagged up and taken away. But the wasps themselves, nowhere to be found. So now it begs the question, how did the nest become contaminated in the first place, and where are the wasps? Well, the organization overseeing the site insists there are no leaks and that the wasps wouldn't have been able to fly too far from the site anyway. But still, a local watchdog group says something doesn't add up, and there needs to be a detailed report stating how exactly the wasps came into contact with radiation.
Dude, they're studying them. They took them to a secret lab in Roswell, and they're stinging fucking soldiers in the penis around the clock. You know what I mean?
Maybe it was something they ate. We hear fish and chips is a local delicacy this time of year.
Thank you.
In 5 years, you will be a wasp man. No need to get stung. Okay. Okay. That's our word for us. Us.
For watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone and
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. All right. 5-foot python found in bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, snake like that? I don't even like the little ones. Never mind the big ones like that.
Chuck Van Koppenal is, well, a little spooked.
When you see how big this snake is.
I can't believe how big that was. Wow. I think I would have heard it or something.
But after Derry police say they found a 5-foot python inside the bathroom of his neighbor's upstairs apartment, do you blame him?
I'm glad it was up there, not down here. It might have hurt my cat. Yeah, that's her. See?
Aw, he's cat guy.
She says she's ready to go after the python.
The woman who lives upstairs had called officers terrified and looking for help.
Snakes can crawl into all kinds of crevices and what have you like that, so.
Officers called Chuck and the other neighbors, but it definitely didn't belong to any of them.
He wanted to make sure before he did anything with it that it wasn't my pet. Well, first of all, I wouldn't have any snake as a pet, but I definitely wouldn't have a python.
So how in the world
This
did it
guy
slither
is
out
great.
there? Kevin McCurley, owner
Melton
of New
from
England
off to
Reptile
his face.
Distributors in Plasto, says snakes are all spine and muscle, so they can compress themselves.
It's a possibility that that ball python could actually go down a toilet, go down into the waterways, so it only has to hold its breath for a little period of time.
However it got there, Chuck says that he's just glad it
What the fuck did he just fucking say?
Go down into the waterways, so it only has to hold that that ball python could actually go down a toilet, go down into the waterways, so it only has to hold its breath for a little period of time.
However,
I beg your fucking pardon? Did you just say that it is possible for pythons to come out of my fucking toilet? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
it got there, Chuck says that he's just glad it didn't end up at his place because he certainly doesn't trust a snake.
That is the cutest cat, by the way. He's got a 10 out of 10 cute cat.
Trust a snake.
She's a
even
diva.
If it's friendly, it can cause a lot of problems. So I'm glad they got rid of it.
She is a diva. She is a diva. It's quicker than the third. Sorry, I got distracted. Hot rat summer, French Quarter rat.
At least two fist size, 3 or 4 fist size foals, you feel what I'm saying? I guess a big rat, very hairy, very dark.
Can you imagine seeing that one? He saw that on his way home from work. A young man captures a rodent on video in a local
In an oyster place. In an oyster place. Eat oysters, love longer.
on video in a local restaurant. And of course, you know it goes viral. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sharice Gibson. Nearly 33,000, not 3,000, 33,000 people have watched the social media video of a rat making itself at home in a popular local restaurant. Now, the people who shot it have shared it with our Meg Ferris, and she got reaction from all involved.
Craig Jones, a.k.a. Vinci the One, had just finished a gig in the Quarter a week ago when he and a cousin and friend were walking home and saw this.
Oh, what the?
It was around 1:30 in the morning on Decatur Street. No food was out and French Market Restaurant and Bar was closed.
No, I was shocked. Like, we from New Orleans, so it's like we always, know that it's there, but to see him post it up like he just bought the spot.
And we just happened to walk past through a little. You know what I mean? Just do a little ratatouille. He's chefing it up, he chilling. It's quite the experience, I'll tell you that. Like it was his home. I mean, like he was just comfortable, chilling in his bed.
It happens all the time.
The restaurant manager says it's a continuous challenge in the entire area.
We bleach everything. Everything's clear. All of this in the morning, all of this is wiped down with sandy buckets. Everything in the kitchen's wiped down with sandy buckets. We've had people that came over and said this is the cleanest.
We wipe the rats down with sandy buckets.
Restaurant that they've seen in the Quarter.
Back in 2018, we reported rats in the same place. The restaurant's been open for 2.25 centuries. The manager says they have a professional exterminator twice a week, but it's New Orleans.
The guy didn't catch them when they were running at 2 o'clock in the afternoon down the street here.
I believe him. I believe him. New Orleans is wild. I love New Orleans. I love New Orleans. But New Orleans is wild.
They come out the sewers and they go run in the bushes. They even jump over the rat traps. They're that smart.
What the fuck is a sandy bucket? He was saying sanitary. Sanny. at Sani.
2006, the city says it's made great progress in the quarter, getting businesses to always have a lid on garbage, clearing vegetation from flood walls, ideal for rat nests, and containing even small water leaks where they can rehydrate.
If you are an establishment, a business, and you need some help, just to get some advice on how to deal in general, it could be proactive.
I've worked in restaurants for years. 70% of restaurants have rats, mice, or cockroaches. It's an area-based thing. My work has a cockroach infestation right now. The owners just say they're water bugs. Yeah, New Orleans is a swamp, man. It's hard.
Active or reactive, please call us, 311. We'll come out there. There's no charge.
From the French Quarter, Meg Farris, WWL, Louisiana.
So always wipe up.
Nolans. Dude, the last time I was in Nolans was so surreal. I was there for the Super Bowl, and I didn't end up going to the Super Bowl, even though I had tickets, because I was so crushed. I had just come back from Japan, and I was absolutely fried. I was so fried, and I had to get off a plane from Japan and work the same day, and I got sick. I got crazy sick. Crazy sick. Rich white kid? No, I got tickets because I was fucking working, man. And I was sicker than hell, and I didn't want to get people sick. Rat attack.
She was walking down a street in the Fenway neighborhood when she felt a sharp pain in her ankle and saw a rat scurry away. Tonight,
did you give the tickets away? I did.
That woman is recovering after some medical attention, including a rabies shot. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken McLeod. This incident comes amid a growing concern in Boston over rodent infestation. Here's WBZ's Samantha Cheney on a night out that ended with a trip to the hospital.
Well, after being bitten by a rat, Min Namgung, she says she's doing a lot better physically, but mentally she says she's still in shock and honestly in disbelief that this could even happen in the first place.
It's kind of like everyone's nightmare scenario, but you don't really think that it's going to happen to you.
Walking down Montfort Street Friday night,
maybe 8:30,
Min Namgung says the unimaginable happened.
I feel a really sharp pain on my left feet, and I'm like, oh God, what is this?
She looked down and she says something scurried into the bushes.
I thought it was a bunny. It was so big.
She then realized it was a rat.
My boyfriend pulls his phone out, pulls the flash camera on. And
did you see they caught a 22-inch rat in London? That can't be real.
And I see it bleeding, and I'm like, oh, that rat probably bit me.
You see, she says she was only wearing sandals when the rat bit her on the back of her ankle. She then went to the emergency room and, left on edge, shared her story on TikTok.
They ended up giving me a tetanus shot and a rabies shot.
I'm now able to laugh about it, but at the moment I was freaking out. I was just whoa, what just happened to me?
She now fears what happened to her could happen again as Boston experiences an ongoing rodent problem.
It is a city, and I see them quite a bit.
In response to the incident,
Dr.
a spokesperson from
Dildo.
Mayor Wu's office said the city is continuing to take an all-of-government approach to reduce rodent population across Boston's neighborhoods.
Moving forward, are you going to be a little more hesitant? I think so. I'm definitely going to be wearing running shoes.
Now, to address this rodent problem here in Boston, we know that rat-proof garbage cans have been installed in different areas of the city.
Yeah. Boston's got rats. All right, now it's time for the world record roundup. Largest marimba
Well, young musicians
ensemble?
from South Africa and Zimbabwe have broken the world record for the largest marimba ensemble. The group consisted of 1,276 players playing a 10-minute medley of songs.
They're playing Yambo Yambo Ya. Hey, Waka Waka. Hey, this one's for Africa. That song goes crazy.
Gorgeous.
Dude, that World Cup, I always think back to what a fucking scuffed experience that was. Do you guys remember that World Cup? 2010, they thought it was a great idea to give everybody vuvuzelas. So the entirety of the World Cup, if you watch any highlights, it's just announcers screaming over a sustained fart noise.
So is a marimba like a big xylophone, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not being a marimba aficionado since a young age, Carls. Yes.
They previously attempted to break the record in 2018 but failed to meet evidence requirements. Hence
Find a video from 2010 of that. Dude, I feel like I talk about the
10
vuvuzelas all the time. World Cup vuvuzela. Let's take a look. Dude, I remember my best friend growing up, my buddy Dan, was big into soccer. I was not the biggest soccer guy in the world, but he was. So we watched that whole World Cup, and I just remember being like, I hate soccer. What the fuck is this? Just like an announcer being like, oh, and Frank Lampard centers it. A strike from Frank Lampard wide of the net. Just like, what the fuck? Food records. Most impressive is at 5 minutes. Gosh, we got 10 minutes of food records.
1, go.
You got to get the piece on your nose.
I'm hacking teeth.
You're joking.
Taking your records. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No,
I'm sorry, but
if
also
anybody's going to take it, I'm glad it's you.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right.
Stop. Had that a moment.
Go.
I know it may seem silly to a lot of people, but this is terrifying stuff to me. Like, I want to do this right. I have a lot of pressure on me. I have never eaten this many jelly snakes in 30 seconds ever in my life.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm scared. Stop.
The minimum to beat for this attempt was 90 grams. I can now confirm that you achieved 130 grams. Congratulations, Leah. You are a Guinness World Records title holder.
I am a Guinness.
He like hands her the plaque and he's like, you're officially amazing. Do you want to get dinner after this? Or you ate a lot of jelly snakes. Are you hungry? Maybe we can just get drinks. If you want.
World Records title holder. What a fun record that was. It was definitely a surprise. I want more surprise records. Give me all of them. 3, 2, 1, go.
Most chicken nuggets in a minute. I'm going to be so for real. Lady, you're very impressive, but I would be willing to bet there are at least 3,000 people in this chat right now that would dust you. There's someone eating dino nuggies in chat right now that just stood up with a full mouth and went, "That's easy, Mom! Carl Guinness!" There's definitely someone in XQC's chat, though, that would like, you know, when they said that the 5-minute mile was impossible, there's someone in XQC's chat that could like Event Horizon chicken nuggies. You know what I mean? Like beyond what they think is possible for the human body to consume. Guys, I believe in this chat a lot to eat chicken nuggies, but I just don't think you could keep up. Okay, that was kind of impressive. I'm not gonna, oh my God. Okay, I might have been wrong. Dude, she's just eating them whole like a duck.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
She's just eating them whole like a duck.
So we have one nugget left in the bowl, and I'll be honest, I'm really disappointed about it, but we're going to weigh the bowl now and see if we are successful. So we've got the weight zeroed now. I'm going to put the single nugget in the bowl onto the weight. And we have 658.
Equals 352.
352. Guys, that means that we have officially smashed the Guinness World Record title for the most chicken nuggets eaten in 1 minute. We managed to eat 352 grams of chicken nuggets, and that beats the previous record of 315 grams.
How is this guy keeping a straight face? How is this guy locked in like he is the umpire of a baseball game? How in the fucking world did not one of your eyebrows go up? Be normal, chat? No. No. This is not a woman like walking a dog with a short skirt and chat is like, oh, God, whoa. Then that's when you can like be normal. This woman is choking down a mozzarella log without chewing. What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do, chatters? This is one of the rare times where I'm like, you know what? I don't know what you want from me. Oh, that noise. Oh, God, the noise. Oh, God.
Oh, that was intense. Is that candy floss?
Go.
Candy floss? Just let her go home.
Stop. Show me your mouth.
I'm now going to pry this off of my finger so we can weigh it.
Leah,
Yes,
you just completed your attempt.
yes I have.
The minimum to beat was 45 grams.
Yes.
I can now confirm that you achieved 49 grams. Congratulations. You are a Guinness World Records title holder.
Thank you so much. I have very sticky fingers and a very, very sticky face, but you know what? It was so worth it. It was absolutely delicious.
Let's go.
Let's go. Three. Good. 4. Come on then, you got to catch up. Yeah, good.
Come on, Leah.
Come on, Leah.
Come on, that's it.
Come on then.
Good girl, come on. That's it.
Come on.
Come on, that's
No, 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 don't, no. No! No! Don't say that right now.
it. You can do it.
Come on, one more.
Come on. There.
Yeah, done time.
Dude, I don't think I've ever actually seen a glizzy gladiator till this moment. That is crazy. Also, that guy is saying good girl while she's choking down full hot dogs whole is inappropriate. Inappropriate. That's when you say do it, lady. That really called for a do it, lady, and not a good girl.
It felt like it was floating down sideways. It was not pretty. When they go down, but when they don't, and it just...
Wow.
Those pictures, man.
It is the most bizarre phenomena trying to do this. And sometimes it just works out and sometimes it doesn't. I just... Oh my gosh, my entire life flashed before my eyes.
Go.
What? Just let this girl go home.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Dude, this has got to be dangerous.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Huh, I didn't know Will's mom was British. She looks great for having a 40-year-old son.
Ban that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Stop, Tekla.
Doesn't matter. it's
Doesn't
one
matter.
day.
Chill.
Just...
Yeah, 3 seconds left.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
What a
God.
legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, fastest time to eat a bowl of pasta.
No.
The previous record is pretty good.
You got this.
My confidence levels are
No.
teetering on the unconfident.
No.
I'm going to wash my face because I've got sauce all over it.
3, 2,
No. No. Not the Christmas log.
1, go.
No. Why does that have veins?
Chocolate's not the easiest thing to eat fast, but if anybody can do it, it is I.
Stop.
I'm nervous now because I wasn't sure how much time I took to try and get as much up as I could. Shaking with adrenaline.
Leah,
Dave.
the time to beat today was 120 seconds.
Yeah.
I can now reveal that the time you achieved was 102.63 seconds. Congratulations.
Dude, she is a warrior. She is a fucking warrior. I'm impressed, but all of that was like, that was a lot. The noise was a lot.
Congratulations. You are a Guinness World Records title holder.
Thank you so much. That was probably one of the hardest ones I've had to do.
Leah, you are officially amazing.
Amazing for eating cake, I'll take it.
Wow. Wow. That was. I feel like I've just been on a roller coaster. That was a lot. Record-breaking lightning
For a
bolt.
lightning bolt that stretched from Texas to Missouri, now confirmed to be the longest ever recorded. The lightning flash spanned 515 miles from the Dallas area to Kansas.
What?
Kansas City. Now, this was in 2017, but scientists with the World Meteorological Organization were just able to confirm its full scale. They were using newly developed satellite technology.
So we're excited to see what kinds of lightning come out of this new work, and especially as technology improves and we are able to get satellites in other parts of the world, then we'll be able to expand towards the eventual mission of providing global coverage of lightning.
Unlike ground
Yeah, but how many hot dogs can it swallow?
sensors, satellites sit about 22,000 miles above the Earth, and of course they move along with the planet's rotation, so they can keep an eye on huge areas, catching lightning whenever and wherever it strikes. Satellite.
Cool story. All right, the surfer chasing a world
The ocean
record.
waves at Mavericks Beach in Northern California can be imposing, routinely topping out over 60 feet. They attract the world's boldest surfers. And late last year, one of them may have caught the biggest wave of them all. Elizabeth Cook of our San Francisco station KPIX met up with the man who might soon find himself in the record books.
This is
While most
wicked.
Californians retreated as waves, wind, and rain pummeled the West Coast late last year, Santa Cruz surfer Alessandro Sliber was suiting up.
We kind of tend to thrive in that type of stuff. Wow.
And at Mavericks, one of the world's biggest surf breaks, and an hour from Sliber's home, is where he thrives the most.
Oh.
Every time Maverick
Did he
breaks,
just go down?
Always got this dark, fast-moving water just lure to it.
And on December 23rd, that lure was stronger than ever.
Oh, so fucking rad.
19-year-old videographer Jack Sandler was out there with his camera.
I'm out there from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m., sunrise to sunset. I filmed well over 130 ridden waves that were just so huge, like the biggest waves I've seen in my life.
Conditions were ideal, and only a handful of surfers were in the lineup. Local surf stars Sliber and his surfing partner Luca Padua each caught dozens of monster waves.
It was just walls of water. It looked like stacks of tsunamis. And
Dude.
It was nonstop.
You gotta be so wicked. Oh no, he went down. Oh my God.
But not every wave was
Bro, you get rolled so hard if you go down in something like that.
conquered, and the pressure was palpable.
When a surfer falls,
Oh my God, spin cycle.
everyone in the channel points.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
You and Austin should become big wave surfers.
So I used to go surfing in Nicaragua every year. If Austin wanted to go surfing, I actually was talking to some people. I think I want to plan a trip for streamers that I like where it's just a dope ass vacation. Just a dope ass vacation somewhere like Tulum or something. I think that would be fun. Austin, I can't even swim. Okay, well, we can try.
Points to where they fell, and that's exactly where the driver should be driving, right behind the wave where they're surfing.
Could you be any more Californian? Oh, come on. Surfing is for everybody. Surfing's for the world. Surfing is the source. Change your life, swear to God.
There was no room for error.
I caught my first barrel today, sir.
No uncertainty. And I think those waves.
I live in the Midwest, so no, wrong. Wrong. I know a bunch of Michigan surfers. You are wrong.
Require that, and a day like that, you had to have that.
And then there it was, the biggest wave of the day, and Sliber was in a position to surf it. What was that first moment like?
They're rich? Oh, chill the fuck out.
I've never gone that fast on a surfboard.
Yeah, dude, the bourgeoisie of Great Lake surfers.
I could feel the water being sucked.
Hasselhoff, thank you so much.
Photographer in SD. Would
Essentially
film
felt
for
like
you
I was
guys if
moving
you
backwards
want.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm really bad at surfing. I'll keep it a buck.
as I was moving forwards because of the speed of the water coming back up the face.
But it wasn't until the end of the day did it all sink in.
So when we got the photos sent to us that night, we were kind of a little bit shocked. Like, oh, wow.
I live in Iowa, bro. I live in Minnesota, not a chance. Yeah, you're moving the fucking goalpost. All right, you fuckers said only in California. And then people said, no, I live in the Midwest. No one surfs here. And I was like, yes, they do. They surf in Michigan all the time. And then you were like, too expensive. And then I was like, no, wrong. And then you're like, but I'm in a different state. Just take the L, admit you were wrong, and move on. People surf all around the world. It is not exclusively a fucking California thing. It's just a really awesome hobby.
Wow, it was really big. Like, definitely the biggest we had ever surfed it.
A surf photographer estimated his biggest wave was over 100 feet.
Jesus Christ.
Confirmed could set a new Guinness World Record.
I mean, I had 1,300 missed text messages, 300 missed phone calls, and I thought about throwing my phone right in the ocean. But
Despite the buzz, it wasn't the world record that was on his
I'm in Hawaii. No one surfs here. That tracks for some reason. I think you're right about that.
mind. Rather, when was their next chance to surf?
so we knew we had to go right back out the next morning. And in fact,
Damn, my bad. I was only joking. Remember, I'm doing content. I'm not actually mad at you. I'm just fucking around.
we surfed it that next morning with no other jet skis around.
Surfing giant waves
Dude.
is calling, despite a long list of reasons to stay away.
The water's cold, the waves are huge, and when you wipe out, it's violent. You're going to get injured. So why do you want to do it?
Some people only live to get wicked. Bodie. He's a real searcher.
It's a $1 million question. I've been obsessed with it since I was 6 years old. Once I saw it for the first time, too, I was hooked.
His dad taught him to love the ocean as a young child, and by 14, he started surfing Mavericks.
I've been extremely focused on one thing.
Now at 24, he designed his life around surfing while still holding down a full-time construction job.
And I think
That is the gnarliest way to get in the break.
that always surprises people.
That is such a fucking gnarly way to get in the break.
You know, it's not the beach bungalow surfer living on the beach and just going surfing. It's work hard and work for it and prepare yourself.
For him, that decade of discipline was well worth it, but not in the way you would
Dude, that is honestly so fucking wicked.
expect.
I don't think I have that sense of wanting to beat that record at all in me. I just knew it was the biggest day I'd ever surf Mavericks, and Luca as well.
Sounds like it's really the magic of that day that you got to spend with your friends.
Just let me get one wave, Utah. One wave. No, people died, Bodie. You gotta go down.
And experiencing something that you guys have never experienced before, that's really the prize.
That's the prize. There's nothing that'll beat that. And now we're just going to be chasing that dragon for a long time.
For CBS
Chasing the dragon.
Saturday morning, Elizabeth Cook, Santa Cruz, California.
God, that made me just want to watch Point Break so fucking bad. My life's dream is to look and live like
15
Patrick
months.
Swayze.
Call me emoji. Call me emoji.
Thank you for the
Call me
15
emoji.
months,
Call me
motherfucker.
emoji.
Can we rewatch that movie once a year? That's up for consideration. News related, and you sent me a restricted video. Okie doke. I don't know what that is, but glad I am not logged in. Okay. Celsius energy drinks recalled. We are moving on to social and media. Wait, Celsius? Oh, fuck. I drink one of those a day.
Beverage brand High Noon is recalling some of its variety packs because some energy drink cans are actually filled with alcohol.
This explains so much about my recent behavior.
Modesto-based company says the mix-up happened after a packaging supplier accidentally shipped them Celsius cans. Some of those cans have vodka seltzer inside when they should have energy drinks. The recall covers the...
God, man, I knew I was jerking off and crying at the gym for some unexplained reason.
Blue Raz flavor in 12-pack High Noon Beach variety packs. Check if you have that at home. Anyone affected can contact High Noon for a refund.
Wow. Oh. Chat is in the news again. Oh, chat, you're in the news.
He's in the heli.
When it comes to video games.
Oh my God!
This setup is crazy for a non-streamer. You have to be a streamer. Older Americans embracing video games. This is a non-streamer with a setup like this? What the fuck?
Older Americans are showing they can hold their own with the kids.
I got him.
60-year-old Michelle Statham is a grandmother of 2 and also happens to have more than 3 million followers across platforms.
Okay, she's a streamer. I thought so.
Who tune in each day to watch her play the military combat game Call of Duty.
I see you.
Online, she's Tactical Grandma.
What is it that you love about video games?
I'm a competitive person. I grew up playing competitive soccer. So to me, when I play games like Call of Duty, I still get that competitive feel that I can't
do it, lady,
anymore.
She's not alone. Nearly
What is this art? What have you done with this art right here? What have you done?
half of all baby boomers are getting in on the action, with mental stimulation as the top reason this generation says they've taken up the activity. Doctors say gaming for older Americans has benefits, allowing them to use the brain, stay engaged, and maintain cognition.
It helps your brain kind of keep firing those things that maybe you did when you worked. And if you're retired now, you may not be using those. And just if you play with people online, it's a fun way to connect with people as well.
Research shows puzzles, skill and chance, and arcade video games are the most popular with older players.
Do you feel that more and more older Americans are gaming?
I know that they are. And there's a lot of older females now that say,
hell yeah, do it, lady.
That they started playing Call of Duty because they saw me play.
And they're doing it their way.
God, I just wish these older gamers would play games that didn't suck.
Say, bless your heart. You know, you tried so hard. You just got beat by a grandma. Bless your heart.
For today, Savannah Sellers, NBC News, New York.
She's wicked, though. She's tight. I got to watch her stream.
So to be clear,
that's rad. They should get her in phase. That would be tight. 4-year-old meets anime twin?
In a sea of colorful costumes, 4-year-old Winry Hall stands out just for being herself.
Okay, I thought I saw something crazy.
Out just for being herself.
He has a birthmark like me.
No cosplay needed to dress like her favorite anime character.
Todoroki.
Her parents have been fan of Shoto's anime My Hero.
What? I thought the male kid was dressed as Hisoka, and I was like, that is a crazy costume for a kid.
Academia for years, and when Winry was born with a rare congenital mole, they couldn't help but notice the resemblance.
One this size is really like 1 in a million almost, and especially with it being on her face, so they're pretty rare.
It's why they always wanted to make sure she grew up appreciating what makes her unique.
Match me.
He matches you.
This video went viral on TikTok, Winry lighting up with excitement when her mom finally found a Shoto plushie at their local store.
It's pretty crazy knowing that more 10 times the people of your town have seen it, more than that. It's insane.
The video also grabbed the attention of GalaxyCon, and as luck would have it, the English-speaking voice of Shoto, David Matranga, was in Raleigh. Winry taking her first ever flight along with her whole family from Missouri to RDU, all for this moment.
Raleigh-Durham, let's go.
Oh my God.
For Winry, a chance to meet a hero, and for David, a moment as an actor he never expected.
You're doing it kind of in a vacuum. You don't know how it's being received always. You don't know, as you're doing it, what the impact will be. And so when you have something as direct as this, where there was an impact that way, it's really, really special.
And just like in the show, where Shoto's friends make him realize being a hero isn't based on how you look, For Winry, a real-life anime plot twist of her own, getting to fast forward right to the best part.
She's so adorable and so cute. It was just.
Oh, Caroline Kwan! Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. You want to watch something in a little bit? I'm kind of tired.
Have you been traumatized yet by watching Takapi's Original Sin? I know you love a challenging watch.
What's Original Sin? What? Talk Opie's Original Sin. I don't think I've watched that. Check that out. What's up, Quantarage?
An amazing connection.
What did you think about meeting David?
Good.
Good.
So
in Raleigh,
cute.
Tom George, ABC 11, Eyewitness News.
Way to go, Raleigh. That was a cute story. Australians enjoy rare snowfall. Oh? Aussies. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for queuing that up, Haas. It's time for our new segment, Will Shows His Dick. Thanks, Haas, for pulling that up. I'm just kidding. That just randomly came on my autoplay. Hello? Hello? Farley? Farley? In my office? Caroline? If I hear a dog, in here, bud. You're stinky. Ah, stinky. It's my stinky boy. Trash can out. Yeah. I do.
IRL. I was just look.
You feel how fucking hot it is in here.
It's so hot in French Polynesia. Oh God.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Why is Farley allowed to be out? It's not Pride Month.
You always have to be vigilant. You never know when Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to pop up.
Can I give you the boy? My son. No, I won't stream too much longer. I'm okay. Fine. You can take the trash out. Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
AW cute. Now pet BBW.
Ah, thank you so much. Now, where were we? Making the woman do the work, of course. If you only knew how much fucking housework I do every day. Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool. Ah! All right, back to the news.
Yeah, well done.
Hi. Wow, that is absolutely awesome. Actually, it's a very surreal experience. I've always dreamt about.
Just hire a maid. I work cheap. Our house is spotlessly clean right now. There was just a little bit of stinky trash. Caroline is the queen of being like, do you smell that? Do you smell that? It's like, yeah, it's the trash. We'll take it out.
I've never seen snow before in my entire life.
It's because my ADU doesn't fucking have AC either right now. Because if I had AC, it would short my fucking breaker and it would cut the stream off. So like every day I stream, I'm streaming in like 90-degree heat. And I've just gotten used to it. I just power through it now.
Nice. That's beautiful. It's lovely.
How do you live like that? I just focus on it being cold. Call someone. I have. They've come out 3 times. We have to replace the whole breaker. It takes a while.
Yeah, I've never seen anything.
Fans, I have one on me.
Maxwell, former.
There's a fucking fan on me right now. Mechanic finds long lost wallet.
Made a long lost discovery in an SUV that he was working on. The man found a wallet that a former Ford employee who assembled cars at a plant here in Michigan lost over a decade ago. Boyd Hubert talked with that mechanic.
As the owner of an auto repair shop,
Replacing an HVAC motor.
there can't be much Chad Volk hasn't seen.
You never see everything.
As Chad just learned again.
2015 Ford Edge.
Chad was replacing the cooling fan on this 11-year-old Ford. Pulled out this air box and learned the Ford hid a secret.
So my guess it was sitting up in here somewhere, just sitting there for the right move. That little hole right here. That's where the wallet was sitting on top of that hole.
A wallet that puzzled the veteran mechanic.
I just sit down and go through this wallet.
Who then pulled from inside the work ID of a Ford Motor Company employee. Chad went on Facebook.
Is this your wallet? First thing I said was, did you find it in a car? He's like, yes, I did.
Richard Guildford built Fords in Michigan.
I never wore sweatpants to work, but I did that day. And I had my wallet in my shirt pocket.
As he leaned over this car 11 years ago, the wallet popped out.
I checked and I'm like, Smitty, I lost my wallet. So we all went out and tried to look. You know, there was 2,000 cars out there and we couldn't find it.
So the wallet traveled in the Edge to a dealership in Arizona, then to Lake Crystal, Minnesota, and 150,000 miles later to the repair shop of an honest mechanic.
That's the way I was raised.
Who walked the wallet 3 doors down to the post office.
There's nothing wrong with the money at all.
Every dollar present.
It's well-traveled currency.
Lottery tickets.
There's all the Cabela's cards.
And the $250 in gift cards Richard had planned to use to buy Christmas gifts for his kids.
Aww.
How's it going, Richard?
How you doing?
Not too bad.
They're going to be friends forever.
And you?
Chad and Richard talking face to face for the first time.
I would have never figured in a million years that it would still be there.
I'm going to have to start digging through cars more often, I guess, in the engine bays, see if I can find some stuff.
2 car guys, uniquely bonded.
And I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
By a wallet and a story with an edge.
The right guy found it, absolutely.
Mechanic made a long.
The cricket is getting dangerously close to BBW. Okay. Town upset over painted road lines.
Street controversy brewing in Massachusetts.
Yeah, changes to some of the lines on a busy street, igniting a debate over safety and cultural heritage. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the story.
It was a symbol of local identity for 90 years in this Boston suburb. The colors of the Italian flag marking the center line of this busy village street where an annual Italian-American festival is held. But last month, days before the festival, the mayor of Newton, Massachusetts ordered the colors erased. replacing them with a double yellow line, citing traffic safety regulations.
Son
I
of a
finally just
bitch.
kind of had it, and it was time to just say I
There's gotta be a better way to protect this guy's identity. There has got to be a better way.
needed to make a statement.
Local frustration turned to rebellion. Jordan Lee Wagner took matters into his own hands.
I think I said something like, well, why don't we just paint? Diplomacy has ended. It's a rebellion, and people are coming out and painting. And one gentleman was out painting, and the police arrived, and they nabbed him. They grabbed him. They confiscated his paint supplies.
Carmela Vachon says her nephew was also arrested.
He painted down by the church, I guess, and he got caught because she said the police were going up and down. They had to catch him. He's getting a lawyer to put him in jail. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Some locals dispute the mayor's claim about a high rate of crashes on that road, but many argue the bigger issue is gentrification taking away traditions, luxury condos replacing character. One local group saying those lines weren't just paint, they were symbols of local pride. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Street controversy brewing in Massachusetts.
Damn.
Yeah, changes to
Damn. Let them have their fucking Italian road, man. Mama fucking me. China's electric dancers. Whoa, what the fuck is this? That was sick. And that was really cool. I don't know many ways you could improve that, really. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Dude, that song goes crazy still. That rhythm is absolutely crazy. Luckin Coffee is taken over?
The once unrivaled global coffee shop king. Thank you. Have a good one. Now facing some tough competition from Luckin, a nimble Chinese startup breaking into the U.S. market this summer with its first 2 stores in New York City. Founded by Chinese tech entrepreneurs in 2017, Luckin lures in customers with cheap, often colorful drinks and coupons galore.
So every time you order a coffee, you get another promo for like 40-50% off. So it makes you want to keep coming back. So I've been coming, this is my second day in a row.
Another key part of the Luckin experience, an ultra-efficient mobile ordering system.
I like the convenience of just being able to put in an order and pick it up right away.
The new Luckin stores coming online just as Starbucks finishes out another tough quarter.
Fuck Starbucks.
The company hiring CEO Brian Niccol away from Chipotle last September to help turn around slumping sales. But just this week saying they will close all their pickup-only stores, which operate on a similar mobile-centric concept to Luckin.
Fuck all overpriced coffee? Wrong. I like mom and pop coffee shops that make good coffee. You can charge me extra for a coffee if it's good. The problem is Starbucks coffee sucks out loud.
Starbucks also posting lower than expected earnings. While Luckin focuses on a cashierless experience, Starbucks CEO saying the company found the pickup-only stores to be, quote, overly transactional and lacking the warmth and human connection that define.
The warmth and human connection that defines Starbucks?
Our brand.
Their same-store sales declined 2% globally year over year this in its latest quarter. Luckin's actually saw a 13.4% year-over-year increase in same-store sales. So you can see that in terms of growth, Luckin has it, Starbucks doesn't.
Luckin's prices also making waves.
It's great coffee at a great price point.
It's good. It's very affordable, quick.
It's really cheaper than, compared to the other coffee shop.
Back in China, those price points helping Luckin gain traction. Starbucks was largely credited with popularizing U.S. coffeehouse culture over the last 2 decades, opening 7,700 stores in
that is crazy.
China. But Luckin rapidly overtaking Starbucks in just the last 8 years there, hitting 10,000 stores in China in 2023. That growth fueled by investors that have included the country's partially state-owned China International Capital Corp and U.S. private equity fund BlackRock.
Jesus Christ.
Now it's NYC stores already making a splash on the city's coffee scene. And Tom, something I found interesting about these 2 Luckin stores here in New York City, they're not labeled stores 1 and 2. They're labeled stores 00001 and 00002. Just maybe a glimpse at the future they're planning for expansion in the United States.
We thank you for.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. You can drink whatever coffee you want. I'm not your mother or your father, but I walk Farley to 2 local places around me. God, why does my camera sometimes randomly decide to not focus on me? It's the Cubone. It's the Cubone, isn't it? What's it focusing on? Focusing on. The face on the door? Think? It's the Cubone. This is like the 3rd time this camera. All right, there we go. I think it's almost time for a new camera. I might get a fucking crazy fuck off nice camera. Okay. Yeah, I walk Farley to 2 local coffee spots and they're great. They go crazy. A new type of theater.
It looks like these spectators showed up to a monster truck rally. But would you believe they're actually watching an interpretation of Romeo and Juliet?
We have China absolutely fucking us. Literally smashing us out of our own markets. And this is what we're working on?
It's basically a big experiment about what it means to do Shakespeare today and whether we can find new ways to
Oh, this is Estonia. Got it.
These excavators are playing the roles of Tybalt and Mercutio. So convincing. It's the work of a theater company
Yeah, this sucks.
in Estonia that wanted to challenge itself to recreate a Shakespeare play like no one has ever seen.
It's funny and interesting to kind of try to do these things with big machines and see like what is this kind of, how do you do it on stage? Like how do you make cars talk? How do you make them kind of understand each other? So this kind of, this contrast between big and small, and also contrast between very powerful and very gentle. So this is kind of interesting for us.
But did the audience want to throw tomatoes?
I must say I came into it expecting it to be really silly, but it was really good. I really liked it.
The energy was captured really well, and it captured the sweetness and the love, which was really nice as well.
Really?
So the big question I think for everyone was that, okay, how are they going to solve it in this terrain and with these machines? And I think they did a great job. A lot of great humor.
Rave reviews anyone or machine should be proud to receive. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Matt.
Hey, Estonia. Keep on rocking in the free world. Viral fish sandwich.
That's the sound of fish frying for a sandwich that people wait hours to get their hands on.
I asked the young lady, I said, what's going on in there? Something free? She said, nah, they just got good food. You know, I said, oh yeah.
But before we dig in, you have to get a bite
Okay, that
of the
sandwich looks-
backstory.
Is this New Orleans?
Drop the fish in the grease.
The fish sandwich has been on the menu since the gift first opened 18 years ago.
Food speaks for itself.
This is Baltimore? Oh, hell yeah. I love Baltimore.
You cook it with love. You cook it from the heart, because if it doesn't come from the heart, I don't care how good of a cook you are.
Curtis and his fiancée, Kimberly Ward, have been serving up comfort food on Hartford Road for nearly 2 decades.
Ribs, lamb chops. Oh my goodness, what else? Pork chops.
After working at Bertha's Mussels in Fells Point for 20 years, Curtis made the move to start his own business.
I decided that I wanted to go out on my own, bring my gift back to the neighborhood.
And that's where the name The Gift comes from.
It's like, wow, I'm really doing something that's making an impact.
Business really started to pick up after this TikTok went viral.
This is a fish sandwich.
Damn, I'll go there next week and let you know how it is. Please do. Please do. Baltimore has sneakily some of the best seafood in the world.
The sandwich is a 10 out of 10. The best $8 I done spent, okay? We just blew up, and it's mind-blowing. Every day I'm like, wow, is this real?
The whiting is dipped in batter and then coated with their secret seasoning.
That much I'll give you. Just a little bit of garlic, but I'm not going to tell you everything because...
Dude, I honestly, one of my best friends, my best friend from college, Mikey P, lives in Baltimore, and I went to Baltimore for his wedding, and I stayed there at a hotel for like 3-4 days by myself and just like walked around. And I kind of fell in love with Baltimore. I kind of fuck with it as an American city, man. I liked it.
Now everybody's going to want to imitate.
The fish is double fried, then piled
For those non-locals, Baltimore.
onto toasted buns.
Lettuce, tomatoes, mayo, fried onions, raw onions, hot, and tartar sauce.
There's so much fish on here. It can't even fit. I chose my own toppings, and then for investigative purposes only, I had to try it out. This is a
For $8, that is insane.
sandwich. Because you know when you go to the store, you're like, hey, give me a little chicken, a little fish, and it's like,
You could not make that sandwich for $8 at home.
where's the chicken? Where's the fish? Oh, and you can't forget your triple mix. Miss Kim. Yes, ma'am. Delicious. So good, our friend outside is waiting to try. He says he's happy to see a mom and pop thrive in his East Baltimore neighborhood.
I'm proud of them. So that's why I can donate my little bit of cash to them. So, see that stomach? It's my get bigger, bigger, bigger.
White folks, if you've never been to a real soul food restaurant, please, the next time you're in Baltimore or Atlanta or New Orleans, dude, I literally looked up a restaurant when I was in New Orleans that is a laundromat / soul food place. Oh my God. Oh my God. I literally was sitting in a laundromat eating some of the best food I've ever had in my life. I was like, this is crazy. Oh man, so good. I really want to try that place. The Cardboard
Welcome back, everyone.
Genius.
His nickname should ring a bell. The Cardboard Genius. He's the local artist that creates cardboard sculptures of famous landmarks just by looking at pictures of them. His story's gone viral, and his talent is now gaining the attention of art lovers and celebrities alike. Jan Carabeo is following his journey and shows us what the Cardboard Genius is working on next.
Someone said the tism. No, the itis, not the tism. But don't say that. Don't say either.
Campbell Smith's neighbors have come to know this scene well.
Like to be patient.
The artist, quietly and painstakingly, perfecting his latest creation right in his front yard.
Trying to make sure to get the details.
Wow.
Those who don't know him often stop to marvel, learning these sculptures are made mostly from cardboard.
Check the scale.
And completely through sight
Oh my
alone.
God.
Yes.
We most recently caught up with Campbell during his latest art exhibit in Germantown, aptly dubbed Cardboard Genius. That much is clear. But his father, Lonnie, says Campbell's talent was hidden at first. Campbell was diagnosed with autism as a child, and once he found art, Lonnie says that autism became Campbell's superpower.
Unknowingly, what he's done here, though, is...
Okay. We were talking about the last story. Okay.
It's powerful.
Well, they call him the Cardboard Genius. Campbell's story on CBS News Philadelphia was viewed more than 1 million times on social media, and tens of thousands are showing their admiration and support of his journey, including Philly's own.
What the fuck? Well, okay, let me tell you what happened. Someone in chat wrote the itis, and someone went, the tism ? And I went, no, they're saying the itis. It's a different thing. And then this story just happened to be about an autistic person. This is a horrible series of unfortunate events that have all happened. Okay.
Questlove and former Eagle Terrell Owens.
When he hears that people are interested in his projects, it just motivates him to move faster.
One of his next creations, the Marcy Houses, the place where Jay-Z grew up in Brooklyn.
These aren't just models, they're cultural landmarks.
And whether it's here at home or at his exhibits, Lonnie is never far from Campbell's side. In fact, many online are also praising Lonnie for creating a safe space for his son to thrive. Laughing, he says that is simply automatic.
It's not a
Aww.
big deal. It's just what I do because I love them.
Lonnie is such a proud father. After our story aired, he says Rock Nation even reached out to show some love. And you can
La
see Campbell
Familia,
in action
Rock
today. He'll
Nation.
be at Smith Memorial Playground and Playhouse, creating a new sculpture as part of their Boxopolis program. Come, make your own creation.
That's so rad. Just don't let Eagles fans near his art. Harvard professor believes that comet could be an alien probe. What?
Scientists are watching a newly discovered object in space. Most of those scientists agree it is a comet, but not all of those scientists.
Oh no, there's a Harvard scientist who believes he has seen proof of alien life before, and he suspects this object may not actually be a comet. WBZ's Courtney Cole spoke with him today. Courtney, he thinks it could be something alien.
And now we've certainly got your attention. He says there are clear signs that the supposed comet known as 31 Atlas could actually be an alien craft.
I've seen enough, whatever that is.
Professor Avi Loeb and his team say the interstellar object
I've seen enough, whatever that is
on an extremely unusual course for a comet that will take it close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Researchers also believe that the chance of a space rock flying in this path is less than 0.005%. Loeb also says that object appears to be being, quote, intelligently directed. And if it
I've seen enough
is alien, the world should prepare.
I think that when we have a blind date from a visitor from another star, all bets are off. We shouldn't assume anything. And we should assess the risk given the data that we have. It's just like the Richter scale for assessing the risk from earthquakes. 0 would be a natural object like a comet. 10 would be an object that maneuvers as if it has an engine that is definitely technological. And then there should be some policy makers deciding how to respond to that.
Giving you something to think about, huh?
Isn't this thing like the size of Manhattan?
Professor Loeb says the object will pass closest to the sun on October 29th when it will be blocked from the sun's view. You can watch my full conversation with him on the CBS News Boston YouTube page. David, Lisa.
All right, Courtney, thanks. By the way, October 20th.
Dude, wouldn't that be so sick if an alien probe just showed up? And it was like, oh, all those things that you thought? No? Yeah. Yes. Yes. The next story is called Aliens in Compton.
New at 11, plenty of paranormal questions after a mysterious figure was spotted near a home in Compton. Take a look at this. Look at the right corner of your screen here. Ring video from Jessica Ortiz. Jessica Ortiz's home camera caught someone or something walking by her home. She said this happened around 1 a.m. on June 5th. Jessica said her 2 other cameras didn't catch anything and her neighbors didn't notice anything either. Paranormal investigator Zach Baggins also weighed in on the footage.
I was sitting in my son's room with my son. We were staring at each other like, what do we do? We didn't even know what to do. Like, I'm not going to call the police. I'm not going to go outside. I guess I'm going to have to live with the doubt because I'm not checking.
I wouldn't see there's anything to worry about, but I cannot conclude that this is a hoax after seeing that footage, that's for sure.
Now, Jessica said some people think it's a child, a mariachi, or even a large cockatoo. UFO and chemtrail expert Mick West believes it's someone playing a prank, saying it doesn't look like a being walking and the lower half is transparent with no legs. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Zach Baggins.
Blink and you might.
Old Zach Baggins. Okay. A helping hand.
Nathaniel Bunn tells me he never thought twice about leaving his vehicle and running to help in the middle of traffic. He says he was actually sitting at this light at the end of the West End Bridge on Sunday when he watched a vehicle flip onto its roof and he jumped out and ran to help.
It was a loud boom, and then a car went in the air, landed, and just, we just wanted to make sure nobody was hurt if we could.
Standing feet from where that car flipped 4 days ago, Nathaniel Bunn remembers it all very clearly, including his family's and a stranger's desperate attempts to free the driver. But the vehicle was on its roof and the door was stuck.
But we couldn't pry it open. So I resigned to sit down and just told her to hold my hand, and she squeezed it for comfort.
Those moments were captured here in this image.
Holy
Bunn
shit.
says the woman holding his hand inside the car wasn't making a noise, but she was holding him tight as he told her it would be okay, that an ambulance was on the way.
I was feeling kind of in despair. I don't feel like that often, just because of how the world's going on and a lot of things. And a lot of people were videotaping and stuff.
Bunn says seeing so many recording rather than helping while he held on to a stranger he couldn't see bothered him. But he is grateful he was here, and he stayed in this spot until paramedics arrived. But Bunn tells me he has thought a lot about the driver since.
I did call AGH to ask how the crash accident was doing, and they said we can just tell you that no one's critical. I didn't know her name.
Bunn only hopes the driver is now healing and that this shows others compassion counts.
Everybody should maybe learn from this if it's possible. If you see somebody in a situation where you can help, try to help them. Don't be selfish.
Bunn tells me.
Well, that was me last Friday when I fucking pulled that guy off his moped after he crashed. It's crazy, man. So many people do stand around. But I don't think it's people being malicious. I just think a lot of people freeze. W that guy. Dad speaks out after Today's Show host jokes about his Speedo.
Don't dare tell this guy he shouldn't wear Speedos. Tyler Moore, a dad of 3, found himself in the crosshairs of the Today Show's Jenna Bush Hager. Jenna was talking about this viral photo of the New York City school teacher wearing Speedos and holding his daughter in the air.
If my husband brought out a Speedo, I'd be shocked.
Yeah,
You would be absolutely shocked. I'd be shocked. Yeah.
Her guest host, basketball legend Dwayne Wade, also
Dwayne Wade is so handsome.
Chimed in.
When I'm on vacation, I see guys walking with the Speedo. It's like, what are you doing, bro?
Then Hager hit him with the jokes.
And by the way, a man thigh?
Yeah, like hairy man thigh.
Yeah, no, thank you.
39-year-old Moore says he was stunned.
Seeing myself discussed on national TV, at first I was like, oh, that was sort of like fun and sort of funny.
He says it's a double standard. You can make fun of dudes, but not women.
It's 2025. Have we moved beyond these conversations around body and what people wear?
He says as a competitive swimmer, Speedos are ideal for speed. He showed Inside Edition producer Lauren Lavelle his selection.
All right.
So Tyler, which one are you going to wear for us today?
So of all these, I think the rubber ducky. Time to get changed. Ready to go.
He and the family head to the lake.
Let's go.
After a brisk swim, he emerges Baywatch style, Speedo and all.
How are you feeling after that?
Great.
It's 2025. That guy can wear Speedos if he wants. Okay, I'm sorry. W is going. Up. Sorry, I got to clean the inside of her cage soon because I have to spray moisture. No, what I was saying is it's 2025. That guy can wear a Speedo. It's fine. You know, leave him alone. His wife is definitely not a beard. It's not weird that he has a Speedo collection. He's a big swimmer. And that's it. That's it. Main man pays $20,000 fine.
With a hefty fine from the town has upset local officials with how he decided to pay for it. Grace Bradley tells us more.
This is the first time anybody had pulled a stunt like this.
In April 2024, contract.
Ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Speedo husband or AI dating husband.
Speedo husband 100 million times before AI husband. AI husband is right above marrying your vibrator. Maybe even below.
Actor Kirk Sherman purchased
because the vibrator will make you come.
Waterfront property along Lake Sheepsket in Palermo. That December, he was faced with a $20,000 fine due to violating the town's lakeshore ordinance.
We actually approached the town before we bought the property about what could be done on it. He stated that we could do a 6-foot meandering path for 100 feet.
Spuds McTater.
Husband or 15 Labuba.
Feet, we could fill in 1/10 of an acre.
And what we got was a 20 to 12 foot road built with a bulldozer, basically. The area, the 250 feet, is also an area that cleans the water.
Wait, I got to go back. I got to listen to this. It started with pennies. How did it get here?
Kirk Sherman purchased waterfront property along Lake Sheepsket in Palermo. That December, he was faced with a $20,000 fine due to violating the town's lakeshore ordinance.
We actually approached the town before we bought the property about what could be done on it. He stated that we could do a 6-foot meandering path for 100 feet. In the next 200 feet, we could fill in 1/10 of an acre.
And what we got was a 20 to 12 foot road built with a bulldozer, basically. The area, the 250 feet, is also an area that cleans the water, that different wildlife use and things like that. And you start to compact that soil, you know, you can affect the health of the lake.
A statement from the Maine Department of Environmental Protection, which also had a hand in this case, confirmed Sherman did disrupt wetlands with the construction, but if quickly rectified, would not face any penalty from the department.
Within a day of the notification, we'd hired the people that were supposed to. We'd contacted DEP. We'd done exactly everything the DEP asked us to do, and the DEP is fine with it. They didn't write a violation or even give a fine.
However, the DEP also confirmed it was up to the municipality if they would like to pursue further disciplinary action.
We can't fine people for shoreline zone violations, but we can enter into an agreement if they agree to pay the fine. Before he signed the consent agreement, we had already established a court date to go to the district court with him, and then the next day he signed it.
I was willing to pay a $10,000 fine and take my responsibility. And I said, if we end up paying any more than that, we're going to pay it in pennies.
True to his word, last Thursday, Sherman dropped off over 12,000 pounds of loose change to the Palermo town office.
While I can't speculate why they did what they did, we find it very unprofessional on their part. And we believe everybody that deals with the town ought to deal with the town in a respectful manner.
I'm paying it, and I just want them to realize that they weren't fair with us. So this is our kind of one fun way of saying, here's your payment, good luck.
Grace Bradley, WABI News, Palermo.
Paying a government fine in pennies is hilarious. However, destroying wetlands is not hilarious. So kudos for paying the fine like that, but also fuck you for, being an asshole. All right, groom surprises bride and her parents.
The big surprise, his unexpected wedding vows. America Strong.
Tonight, Zach and Hallie Swain and the wedding vows touching hearts across the country. The couple celebrating their wedding this summer. And when it was time for the vows, Zach surprising his bride and the guests.
Hallie.
Hashtag American Strong.
Shines so bright. It's what drew me into you when we met.
not only reading his vows out loud, but signing them too.
I'm so in love with you.
Hallie wiping away tears. The bride's parents, Gina and Paul, are deaf, and Zach learned sign language
Aww.
so they could witness and be included in his vows.
I promise to encourage, support, and believe in you.
Secretly going to night classes for 4 months before the wedding.
Even if others don't.
The moment Zach started signing and saying his vows, I immediately started tearing up. The way he included my parents made it even more meaningful, and it reminded me why I chose him, and I'll keep choosing him every day.
After the ceremony, Zach and Hallie finding her parents
Cute.
at the reception. Zach holding out his ASL certificate, a gift for his new in-laws, overcome with emotion. A thumbs up from Dad.
Dude, I've wanted to learn ASL so bad.
Hallie's mom signing thank you and a hug for their new son.
I actually handed them my certificate of graduation to show them that not only am I committed to Hallie for the long run, but I'm committed to our future family.
The amount of recognition this has brought to the deaf community has truly been so amazing. And for all of you that don't know any sign language, this is I love you, and you can share it with someone you love.
I love you.
Truly a special moment.
Ah, that was fucking adorable. That was adorable. All right, the next topic is get them kids to work. 12-year-old lawn care boss.
Time to celebrate. Today marks the 50th Begg-Knows America here on CBS Mornings, where CBS News contributor David Begnaud finds the heart in every story. To celebrate, we want to take you back to where the series first started. A story about a 12-year-old businessman with some big, big dreams.
Before most kids were even thinking about a summer job, Quentin Hines Jr. from Charlotte, North Carolina
was yearning for the mine.
Running one. He was 10 then, now he's 12, and he is making moves, and not just with mowing lawns.
I started cutting yards probably when I was about, probably by myself when I was probably about 8 years old. But with my dad, it was probably around, ever since I could walk.
Really?
Yes.
How much do you love to cut grass?
And I really, really love it. I really love it.
What do you love about it?
It makes me feel less stressful. It will make me feel very, soothing.
I heard you have some dreams about working at the airport.
So, ever since I was younger, I always wanted to get a contract with the Charlotte airport. And, sometimes when I would go out there, they would have the mowers out there, so I would, stick there for a while.
His passion was contagious. So we got to thinking, what could we do to help a kid like Quentin get just a little closer to his dream?
I got a surprise for you.
I hear that you like mowing.
Yes, I do.
Mind being part of our crew today?
Yes.
But Quentin's big day was just getting started.
I'm the director of sports fields and grounds here for the Carolina Panthers. We're happy to have you.
Oh my God, he's so excited. That's so cute.
You want to be part of the grounds crew today?
Yes.
Yeah?
The Panthers gave Quentin a job and a jersey and put him to work.
This kid loves lawn care. I mean, listen, I usually speak truth to power and make fun of shit, but this kid, dude, I can see in this kid's face, he genuinely loves lawn care, man. It's like Hank Hill loving propane. This guy loves lawn care.
And just when he thought the day couldn't get any better.
What'd you think?
Wow, man.
Mind blowing.
We checked back in with Quentin this month, and guess what? He was right where we left him. Like the weeds, business is booming for QJ's Professional Lawn Care. Quentin doubled his number of clients.
Body, thank you.
Got some new equipment.
Is it another hedge trimmer?
And some new attention.
I was working on a yard down the street, and someone rolled past. They put their window down. They said, "Hey, I recognize him from the news." I feel like I kind of became a local celebrity.
And watching a story about yourself? Well, Quentin says that felt surreal.
Too many kids in that room have Crocs on. We failed our youth.
I was sitting with my friends and I was watching it air. I did get a little teary-eyed seeing that I did all that in one day. I was like, I actually did all of this.
But the year wasn't just about success. Quentin lost his grandmother.
Look at QJ driving the lawnmower.
And his grandfather, the man who ignited his love for lawn mowing. His family found comfort and community in their church.
In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
And I bet you can guess what Quentin did next.
His kid loves lawn care.
I never really cut the grass before, but I already felt welcome with coming into the church, and after I started mowing the grass, I felt like even more welcomed into the church.
He felt so welcome that the pastors asked Quentin to preach to the whole church.
What that shows us is that God sees our hearts, and he rewards humility.
And then Quentin took it a step further. He donated $1,000 from his own earnings to help the church pay off its mortgage. Did we mention he's only 12?
When you put things into the world, it always finds a way to come back to you.
These days, Quentin is mowing grass about 6 to 8 hours a week. And yes, his parents are still his only employees. Mom handles the business side.
You get those two done on Friday.
And Dad still drives Quentin to his clients, and he helps with the bigger jobs. But we had to
This
ask,
shit is not cute. It's a kid trying to escape poverty. Brother, he had a riding mower. I don't think he's trying to escape anything.
That working out still.
What's the biggest problem you have with your only employee?
Sometimes he takes a lot of breaks.
Turns out some things never change.
He's still taking a lot of breaks. So at first, when I would try
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
to pay my dad, he would always say, "No, keep your money." Now, every time I pay him, he said, "Okay, thank you."
Now, between balancing homework, friends, and football tryouts, Quentin says his love for mowing is still what drives him.
Mostly feels like God really just opened a lot of opportunities for me. And he really just showed me that this is what he wants me to do on this earth. I love it and I will never stop, never.
Oh, God, we fell in love.
Yeah, no, that kid loves lawn care. I thought that story was going to be way different, but I think that is just a young person who genuinely enjoys lawn care. Ooh, this guy is kind of a weirdo racist. I'm going to ban him. Get the fuck out of here. Whoa, you are a weirdo, brother. All right, next up, 15-year-old behind Glizzy Street.
You guys know what today is? It is National Hot Dog Day.
Yep.
So we thought it'd be fun.
Oh, this is the same woman who made fun of the dude in the fucking Speedos.
And to take a trip to Glizzy Street.
Look at you. That's the name of the business started by two 15-year-old entrepreneurs who are making the most of their summer vacation. Take a look.
People really just can't be happy for people laughing my ass off. They always try to make it about race or social something. Yeah, also there's something really weird about like that chatter just kept saying that he was like super poor and he was trying to like escape abject poverty when like you could tell that he was from like a well-off family. And the only evidence that he would have that the kid didn't have money is the color of his skin, which I was like trying to give him an opportunity to look at his actual status as a human, like his actual wealth status as a human and be like, hey man, I don't think this kid, I don't think that's the story. He's got a fucking neck fan on, man. Like read the actual cues of the reality and don't just look at his skin color, bro. I think that chatter actually thought he was like being noble and like standing up for black voices, but it was clear he was just being a racist piece of shit. So I don't know. Like that was really funny. That guy was like really, I think, trying to stand up for the culture and not looking at the situation at all.
1 to 10, 1 to 10. 1,000.
I guess a 10, bro.
10 out of 10. 1,000.
It's called a glizzy. Translation for non-Gen Zers, a hot dog. This isn't just any glizzy. It's bacon wrapped with a side of barbecue sauce that's going viral.
Delicious.
I asked a lot of customers, have they had a hot dog with barbecue sauce? And they always tell me no. So we added barbecue sauce and people...
Hot dog from barbecue sauce, what area is that? Is that Kansas City? Who the fuck is doing that?
love them. It gives that sweet taste. And I think that what makes us different. And plus, we make it with love as well.
Behind this buzzy hot dog stand, 15-year-old twins, Chase and Chaz Clemens.
Good thing they translated for you. I've never heard of a glizzy, Janet. What is it?
For something different to do this summer.
Past summers, we're just playing video games, going to amusement parks and Six Flags like that.
The youngest of 10 kids, the Hot Dog Twins, opened a stand at their family-run gas station in Long Beach, California.
This is California? Is barbecue sauce on a hot dog a California thing?
You guys have to do all the hard work yourself. So I'll guide you along, but it's going to be your business. And they said they want to take the shot.
The twins worked to raise $400 to start Glizzy Street, where they sell bacon-wrapped hot dogs.
We had absolutely no cooking experience at all. The most we could cook was an egg sandwich. Day one was really stressful. We only had...
Will doesn't know the meta. Shake my head. I've had a hot dog with barbecue sauce on it. I'm just asking where that started.
20 customers. This summer, me and my twin brother decided that we're going to open up our own bacon wrap hot dog business.
So they turned to social media.
We blew up on Instagram. TikTok slowly started rising up, but a lot of our supporters from both came out and showed some love, and we're really grateful for that.
Go to Glizzy Street.
I was just scrolling one day, and I saw them on TikTok. They look pretty good. Anytime I...
No, only on my titties. There I was, barbecue sauce all over my titties.
To show him young people doing something positive and not to get them there, I will get them there.
These guys were actually my students. They were part of the business program at school, so I was kind of expecting like that entrepreneurship.
We wake up at 3 a.m., we began prepping, we gotta go shopping with our big brother, and it's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. And we love every part of it.
Just 3 weeks later, lines now start forming before they open, and the price is right.
We ran the numbers, and we thought a good pricing point was $5.
Tell me that the lines are crazy, but that's okay because this is something positive, especially for the community.
Fire! I'm a very proud big brother. At 15 years old, so I have a lot of time to learn and make mistakes and grow.
So what is their secret sauce?
Authenticity. Authenticity.
$5 for a hot dog is crazy? Nah, it's not.
They're young, they're ambitious.
Come on, it's 2 kids' hot dog stand. Shell out an extra fucking buck or two.
And they're just getting started.
Our goal is to expand the...
You think you're paying street prices for lemonade at a fucking lemonade stand? Are you that guy?
Oh yeah, wow, that's for a cool.
$2 for lemonade, jeez. Buddy, she's 7. Buy the fucking lemonade and move on.
Business and make it grow. We're very proud of ourselves in the business, and this, boosts our confidence.
3 weeks ago. Oh my gosh,
Incredible.
Joining us now are the Hot Dog Twins. I hope you don't mind that I call you all that. We got Chase and Chaz Clemens. Hey guys.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here.
We are so happy y'all are here. This is such an inspiration. You guys just started this 3 weeks ago, Chaz, is that right?
3 weeks ago.
What? And it's gone viral?
It's been viral. So many people came out and to try our bacon wrap hot dog from other states and everything.
Where do people come from?
We coming from Texas, Arizona.
Okay, this is really interesting. They are making classic street meat dogs, which are like wrapped in bacon, but they're putting barbecue sauce on it, which I don't think I've had on a street meat before.
Arizona, Mississippi.
That is incredible.
When did you realize that this had taken off? Because I'm sure you thought this will be for the neighborhood and people will come from around.
Yeah.
Was it when you saw it on TikTok and other places?
Yeah, so the first day we only sold 20 hot dogs, and we were basically trying to upsell.
Mayo and ketchup usually? Bingo.
Then the next day after we posted the
They're called danger dogs? That's creepy.
video, there's a line across the block.
One day.
It was crazy, yes.
Wow.
I feel like this is proof for kids and teens and young adults. Like, you just got to act. If you act, people will come.
Definitely.
What's
You
your
just have to
advice?
start.
What's your advice? I mean, that's it. What is your advice for people out
Well,
there?
the biggest advice is use social media to your advantage, because
Yeah,
yeah,
it can work.
yes, use
By
it
the
as
way,
a tool.
your brother's here. Is your brother over there, Jay?
Hey, Jay.
Hi, Jay, your big brother. Jay, can you believe what your younger brothers have started?
I could believe it. They were very ambitious. I knew deep down that they're going to be
I'm going to keep it 100% Chipotle mayo. Interesting. I'm going to try that.
successful. And the fact that they did it so quickly, just made it happen.
Amazing.
I mean, the best lesson you can learn here is working for other people fucking sucks. If you can at all work for yourself, man, it's always better. Alabama kid is
You may
ready
have
for the WWE. Oh, hell yeah.
The video online, a kid gets off the bus after the final day of school and does his best Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonation.
Yeah, that first grader's named Roe, and tonight he's talking only to WVTM 13's Magdala Lusant.
Well, guys,
I'm going to have a beer. What? And another beer. What? And another beer. What? And then I'm going to have a tequila. What?
Hi, Sherry, I spent 2 hours with Roe and his family, and let me tell you, this 8-year-old is so impressive. It's no surprise that everyone, millions of people, are raving about this video.
I want to see this kid stone cold. I'm going to be critical of this.
There's no better way than to celebrate the last day of first grade like this.
It's over, baby!
This sensational video has caught the attention of more than 1 million people on Instagram and TikTok. It's 8-year-old Roe Knight from Hoover, Alabama, reenacting Stone Cold's iconic beer smash, but with milk.
Just packed some milks in my bag at the lunchroom, and they were sitting in my bag all day long. That's yuck. So
That
then
is
when we
yuck.
got home, I did
Does this kid have his own merch?
my thing, smashed them together, and it was awesome.
The day before, Roe only told his dad to have the camera ready when he got off the bus.
And then I saw the milks and I was like, oh, I know where this is going. Like, as I'm filming, but I was just hoping it was going. I was like, man, this is going to be epic. He comes up with his own promos. He's special, man. I one day hope I can be as cool as him.
I am worried. Of all 3 child labor stories, this is the one that is the most concerning because he already has his own line of merch.
7 years ago, Papa Roe, a.k.a. Rick Knight, didn't know buying his son this Hulk Hogan figure when Roe was in diapers would land him here, opening a box from WWE after that viral video.
Stone Cold.
Ooh, that's
Stone Cold.
Wow.
I still haven't seen the it's this kid? Wait, it's this kid? Oh, this is... So they have been prepping this guy to be a social media kid from day one. I had no idea.
Is truly a Hulk Hogan fan. They met when he was 3. He went viral back then for impersonating Hulk Hogan.
It's a little bit weird at first when your kid's signing an autograph for an adult. I mean, that's a little weird, but everybody's really cool about it.
The demand to speak with Roe has been insane. While Mama and Papa Roe are protective of their little one, they want him to remember he's still a kid.
Whenever an opportunity comes, whether it's the big stuff, small stuff, no matter what it is, I sit down with him, me and his mom, and go, is this something you want to do?
I'm going to be so for real. This is still very cute, but this is the first of the 3 stories where the alarm bells are kind of going off. The other 2, They just struck me as like, oh, these are, kids having fun. They're liking what they're doing. This is the first one where I'm kind of like, I feel like the dad is maybe a little kind of pushing them in. And the dad's story about it, he's like, oh, Ro just hit me up and told me to record when he was getting off the bus. And he said he had milk and I didn't know what he was going to do. But that, I hoped he wasn't going to smash that milk over his head. I'm kind of getting a little bit of alarm bells here that maybe the dad was like, when you get off the bus, do the Stone Cold with the milk when you get off the bus, which
and he has to say yes or no. And then we say, all right, here's the most important thing is that you have fun.
And having fun is the bottom line.
School's out. It's over, baby. It's over. So what you gonna do when the power of Hulkamania in the largest arms in the world and Channel 13 News runs wild on you?
Yo, he just absolutely throttled that mic. Okay, the kid is awesome. The kid is rad. I'm not gonna lie. He's awesome. They never showed the Steve Austin impression. They never, in that fucking 3-minute video, this news network never showed his, what? God damn it. CNBC. I'm going to have a beer. What? I'm going to have another beer. I'm putting boots to asses. What? All right. Another air bike video dropped. Is this child labor? Oh, wait, this is the one we didn't know if it was real. Why do they make him sit like this? Fake as fuck? I don't know. Bro, I don't know if this is fake. This is either some of the best AI footage I've ever seen, or this is real. It could be CGI. There's no way that the CGI in this fucking air bike test is better than the War of the Worlds movie. That's real. I'm sorry. That's real. There's too much going on, guys. I'm checking the textures down here. I'm checking the trees. This is real. That is fucking sick. That was fucking sick. crazy in this age. We have to ask if everything is real. Don't I know it? They're in literally every single video I show. There's at least one chatter who's like AI. It's AI. It's AI. Chinese robot. Holy shit, we still have so many stories. Oh my God. Chinese robot soccer teams train for the World Humanoid Robot Games.
This is our first time participating in such a world-class competition in Beijing's Haidian district, so we're incredibly excited. We're excited to
Clankers.
be able to compete with team members from all over the world, right here at home. We're really looking forward to showcasing the new algorithms we've been researching. We adopted the method of imitation learning to enhance learning. That is, through imitation learning, we first let the robot watch human movements, and then let the robot go through thousands and tens of thousands of iterations in a situation environment so that it can learn the essence of those movements, and then learn to dribble, kick, and shoot the ball like a human.
Wow. 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 Next Gen Fight Club.
So you're running every single...
Shut up, Joe Rogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Next Generation Fight Club at Shanghai's AI exhibition. It's the Green Force going against the Red Force. This should be a tightly contested event in the exhibition hall. There's a swagger about the green, looking like a real warrior. Fight! We are underway. There's a nice punch from a red and a cute,
This is so scuffed.
right hook, but no good. Wow, what a powerful straight knee strike. A quick jab. A body roundhouse kick.
Oh!
And here's the replay. What an accuracy and strength we can see. He moved so smoothly, turning around. What a intensive contact.
Twist his dick!
Both struggling to keep a balance.
Grab his
like
dick and
in
twist
a real
it!
Fight. Oops, the green just lost his balance and fell.
Oh, did you see that taunt?
His balance and
He
fell.
said, poo poo.
The referee is doing a countdown, but he just bounced back. What a fight. Left jab from Green. Both durable and unwilling to take step back. How could this is a fight that many of us thought we could ever see, watching real robots moving with fluidity.
Oh, jab. Oh, knee. Oh, kick.
Both throwing a lot of punches and hooks. They know exactly when to strike and how to land and avoid the damage.
No, they don't. They're just randomly doing moves. They are just randomly doing moves. Shut the fuck. All right. Last story. Add to cart.
Unitree just unveiled its R1 humanoid robot, the newest and most affordable humanoid robot it's ever made, starting at just $5,900. We're going to break down everything we know, some important things we don't know yet, and brainstorm some ideas for what you could do with a robot like the R1. The R1's intro video features the robot doing...
Where did you get your t-shirt? This t-shirt is from a brand called Heavy Black, but I don't recommend buying shit from there because the guy who created Heavy Black just apparently stopped responding to people one day. I don't know. And then there were like a bunch of people from chat that got mad at me for like wearing Heavy Black because they bought stuff from Heavy Black. I don't know. There's a bad situation there. I have no idea. The guy who ran this website disappeared.
cartwheels, showing off the range of motion across the 26 joints spread out among its hands, arms, and legs. The R1 weighs 55 pounds. That's roughly 22 pounds
What
less
if he died? Maybe. I don't know.
than the Unitree G1, and more than 100 pounds less than Unitree's H1-2. The robot is also featured in its intro video doing handstands, my favorite party trick that Unitree's go-to pro robot dog I tested out a few months ago comes pre-programmed to do at the press of a button. Looking like
Of course, it's Will's fault somehow. Listen, I get it. When you're frustrated and you know someone takes money from you, you feel like taken advantage of, and so you lash out at like someone you can have access to. So I got like, it wasn't a bunch, but it was like 3 or 4 very angry Twitter ats where I was like, dude, I don't know this guy. Like, I wear his merch sometimes. I don't know.
Power Ranger in its debut video, the R1 also shows off some fighting moves like its pricier sibling.
He did make dope shit though. He did make really dope shit.
The Unitree G1. Perhaps we'll see this robot competing in the lightweight competitions at the upcoming World Humanoid Robot Games that are set to be hosted in China in the next few weeks. Subscribe now so you don't miss our coverage of that. So what is a humanoid like the R1 realistically for? Well, if you're a developer or part of an institution,
that shit is wild.
The EDU model could be useful for working on pushing forward new applications and capabilities for humanoid robots. If you're more of a regular Joe or Jane who just wants a robot to call your own, Unitree says the R1's appearance is customizable, so I could foresee some marketing use cases in which the R1 gets decked out with a company's brand colors and walks around doing some marketing. Of course, the biggest news about the R1 is that amazing.
Are we ever getting that Will Neff Gamer Subs flavor? Probably not, because I left OTK. With peace and love. The deal was through OTK, so probably not, unfortunately.
Low price.
I also paid out of my own pocket to make that shaker cup. So I might just release that shaker cup on my own.
Unitree's billing this robot as starting at just $5,900, which is by far the most
Surely Wubby could hit him up. Yeah, I might just release it on my own and cut out the middleman.
affordable humanoid robot I've ever seen at this size. However, as we learned with the Unitree G1 robot, these low prices advertised by Unitree may just be the starting price for the Chinese market. With the G1, for example...
Did you release a statement somewhere about why you left OTK? No, I said it right here on stream. Their goals and my goals no longer aligned. That's all I would say. But as I said, I think, let me just say one thing. When everybody's like bagging on OTK in chat, I don't really love that, because I think a lot of people in chat forget that orgs are not just the people that are on camera. There are a lot of people working really hard that are just normal folks. And ultimately, those were the people at OTK that I love the most. People like Jeff and Nell, who are just, you know, like normal people that were awesome, that were really good at their jobs, that worked really fucking hard. And I think a lot of people forget, like people like Finn that's just like a normal, awesome guy working at a gaming org. So, you know, just be careful when you're shitting on an org, because it's not just the dickhead streamers like myself. It's a lot of people just trying to earn a living. And the people at OTK that were there just trying to earn a living were all really awesome human beings. So that's all I would say.
Buyers in the USA and elsewhere have to pay extra and buy through authorized resellers. We'll have to wait and see for sure if that's the case with the R1. Unitree currently lists 2 R1 models on its website, the standard model and the EDU model. EDU signifies Unitree's top-of-the-line robots with all the bells and whistles. These pricier bots are aimed at institutional buyers and developers who hope to use the robots as a research platform, and so they include extra features as well as the ability to.
Are you
learn
buying a
skills.
bot,
They
Will?
are also
I might.
sometimes shown
I feel like I should buy 2 and fight them.
in Unitree's demos, like the G1 EDUs that slugged it out in the company's humanoid robot boxing tournament. The standard or base model are Unitree's most
You don't have to put it in emote only.
pared down.
It's the end of the night. People are exhausted. You can take it out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Neff News. We're going to save the crime and danger for tomorrow. I was working my balls off today. I had an exterminator come in. I hired a new gardener today. I went to the gym with Caroline and did a lot of calories, so I'm a little wiped. Anyway, I appreciate y'all, but I'm cooked. 6 hours is about my limit. So we'll do the crime and danger portion tomorrow, along with some other stuff. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to give Nesua some fucking love tonight. We're going to give Nesua some fucking love. When I give this raid, I want y'all to go in there and absolutely shower my boy Nessa with love, because I want to announce something else I've been working on. Unfortunately, Cutie and I never got our unranked to gold League of Legends off the ground. However, that boy, Seer, has hit me up and he has demanded that he is going to learn League of Legends. So at some point, probably after the China trip, I'm going to go down to Austin, Texas, and I'm going to lock myself in a room with Seer until we hit gold, which is probably the worst idea we've ever had ever. But our coach will be Nesua, and God help him, because this is going to be 300-day stream. It is going to be one of the most soul-sucking things I've ever done. So Ness is going to be our coach for it. He's the best League player I know. In fact, he's playing some League right now. So everybody go in there and please give him a bunch of love, a bunch of respect, a bunch of juice. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Crime and danger section of Neff News, and a little bit of extra content, some Alone, maybe some gaming. Also, everybody, if you could give a big thank you to Haas. He works very hard to put these stories together, and we appreciate him so much as a mod. I think he's the best mod on the fucking platform, and he keeps together a community that's pretty fucking unruly in a very relaxed and calm and awesome way. So please give your love to the best fucking mod on the platform and a good friend of mine, Haas. Anyway, I'm sending you over to Ness. Please drop bits. Please drop subs. Make this man feel like $1 million. I will be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat place, for more content, crime and danger, Alone, all the good stuff. Thank you for stopping by. Stay dangerous, and good night. Son of a